is part one of doing the hill over this side near the creek and doing the road right now on Reid's Train Stuff. Hello, welcome to Reid's Train Stuff, Model Railroad Basics. So if you're building a model railroad and you want some tips and ideas, or you just like watching trains run around, well, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell to be notified of my upcoming videos. Well, welcome back, or hello, it's your first time here. Today we're back on doing my layout rehab, where I'm going to continue where I ripped everything out that side of the mountain there on the creek side. If you haven't checked that out, I'll put a link up here to the layout rehab series. And like I said, getting the road in where I'm going to be putting it and doing the basic forming of the hills around that area. So it's very simple, and so well, let's just get into it, eh? Alright, well, as you can see, I managed to get hold of a jigsaw so I could cut out my template for my road. So unfortunately I got so excited when I got my jigsaw, I completely forgot to video anything about me marking that up and cutting it out. But so who wants to really watch someone cut a bit of timber anyway? So anyway, let's just pan around and have a look at where I'm at. You see, I've done it in that one piece for, as I said on that other video, previous video, that because this layout is going to be portable, if I did it with, like I said, plaster, smooth it, or one of the other materials you use for building roads, it could crack and just wouldn't look that good. So I've gone with this MDF cutout because you guys could use whatever you felt like. So anyway, let's just zoom it in and have a bit closer look. Alright, let's pan it over there. So as you can see where I've moved the road back from the ground throw, because when I originally did it I had the ground throw literally sitting on top of the road, which was a bit ridiculous. So I've moved the road back, like it's probably a half an inch, if something like that, to make that a bit more easily to operate. Let's pan around. See, I've just been testing out a few buildings and spots. You can see where I've gone a bit wider there, so I have like a little lane for some cars to park for buildings and such things. I've added a little side street, so something I probably always want to do another one but never got around to. So I've got those, and we'll just pan around here. Along there is where I'm going to put my DPM kits. So I've got about, I don't know, 4 of these I've got to build, and I said they're just going to go in along that area there. And we'll span back over this way. So then let's just see along here, along the backdrop there, will be build up a bit of a hill so I can put on some mountains, so then I can create a view block for going into the tunnel and going back into staging. Obviously around the old Nick Splinters lumber there, I'm going to be putting probably a concrete car park area, work area, so be something else to do. And I said just probably getting around there, probably just a little bit of a hill, like I said, a bit more of a view break, trees and stuff. So anyway, that's where we're at. So let's get into building a layout. Okay, so starting to organise where I'm going to be putting up these little mountains, hills and stuff. What I've also done is, because I'm actually going to pull my road off and do it off the layout, because I think it's just going to be a lot easier. So I've just gone through, and as you can see, I've just marked out where it's going to go. And then I'm just going to work this, because this is all the old foam I pulled off when I ripped it up originally. Like this section here is actually what used to sit here, so that's worked out really nicely. I'm just adding that there. The road's going to be coming through here, the bit down here, and I'm just going to work it up that way. So what I'm going to get all this glued in, and then we'll come back and we'll shape it up and get it ready for plaster. Alright, so I've stuck everything down, so it's I'll just use white glue So works quite well. As you see, none of that is moving. The I said this block, I said this actually was off the original corner bit, which actually was here, so that's worked out nicely. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to carve this out. I'll put a link to a video I did a while back in my diorama build, which go a bit more in depth into this, but I'll just quickly show you what I'm going to do. You can use a hot knife. I don't have one, so I just use one of these box cutters. Just have the blade right out. So my intention here I'm actually going to think about putting a little rock mould, have a rock face. So I'm going to keep that fairly flat. But here I tend to just slope it up and then have a lot of my pine trees up there to start making the view block. So this is very simple. So like I said, I'm going to do get that into a bit of a slope. So I'm literally just hack into it. Make a mess. It's a bit great fun. Well, that whole thing came off, which I suppose doesn't really matter. One thing when you're working with foam and stuff is always try to avoid the sharp edges. So, but I'll, like I said, I'll show you a bit more on that in a second. Right, I'll just sort of hack it in all different angles. So it just takes away the flatness. That's why I really like using the knife, and a knife like this, not a hot knife, which you can really change the way things look. So anyway, and so we go up here, put a bit like that. Like I said, you got all that sharp angle there, so you just get the knife around the back here. It's all fairly straight. Come in here, just want to get a bit of an angle, so you get different. Takes away from the straight, gets a real rock-like. So anyway, I'll continue on with this, and then I'll show you once it's done. All right, so there's the carved out mountain. With a close-up, you can see where I've just dug into it, made some different angles. Some down there. Like I said, I use the knife and I just really rough it up and create different. I've got different formations, make the rocks look better. There's just that piece there. So what I've used actually, I've got a just a little sanding sponge like that. I just go over the edges, just to, you don't have to do it, but I just do it just to take off that sharp angles of the edges. That way when you do put your plaster or your sculptor mould or whatever else on, or I said you could actually just paint straight over this with some brown paint if you wanted to, and it gets rid of those angles. And like I said, what I'll do with this, I'll just literally just dig it out like that just to get some different shapes. So anyway, now we'll get some plaster on. Right, well, so that's part one of the hill and the road. I was actually going to hopefully get some plaster and other stuff down and get the road painted at least, but unfortunately I didn't realise I was out of plaster. And if anyone who hasn't new to this series, I basically do this as you see it. When I get the video out, I've probably done it 2 days before max. So it's just the way I roll here. And I'm just waiting for some paint to do the road. So anyway, I said that'll be next episode. We'll continue finishing that off, and I'm sure I'll come up with something else to show you as well. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you'll be notified of my upcoming videos. Leave this video a thumbs up, share it with anyone you think may enjoy it, and as always, please leave a comment down below. Anyway, so I said that's it for this today. We'll get back into doing that on the next video, and like I said, I don't know, come up with something else probably as well. So anyway, it's been great having you here, and we'll see you next time on Reid's Train Stuff. Bye.